Welcome to Frostpunk. I'm playing the main scenario, the first scenario, a new home, and let's check it out. Just play through the game, show you what's happening, and explore all the different buildings that we can build. Here's our main steam core, and this is the crater we're in. This is where we'll build our camp. And here's our first objective. We need to get the generator working. Provides heat and power to the other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze to death. So we need to stockpile some coal. Get the generator started. So let's do that. If we pause the game and look at the first kind of important thing, the work time up here. The working day is from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, and that's really important, and that's the main working day for sort of stockpiling goods and collecting goods and going out and about. So here we go. There's a coal pile out there, more coal piles here, and that's a steel pile there, steel wreckage, and these are the wood crates, so that's where we can get our planks from to build our buildings. Now we can send people out to go and just collect the resources by hand. There is another complication, so the colder the people are, the more likely they are to get ill and die and be in the medical heart and not be productive. So let's check out the cold sort of ratings. Over here at the warmest end we've got comfortable, and that's what you're going to find nearest the steam core once it's activated, and there's no chance of people getting ill, or it prevents people getting ill anyway. But the colder they get in livable and chilly and cold conditions, and even very cold and freezing conditions, the colder they are, the more likely they are to get ill and to be taken off work and to need medical attention. So the warmer we can keep our people, the better. And if you have a think, if they're just going out to these piles to pick by hand, that's going to be the coldest they're going to get. But what we can do is build gathering posts where it makes sense, where we can gather a load of resources, and while working out of these buildings, they're going to be a lot warmer because the warmth that they are associated with is that of the gathering posts. So let's just start sending people out anyway, because we need to get, well, definitely need to get coal, and this is the nearest coal, so I'm just going to send out a maximum number of workers. And you can see here there's space for engineers as well. We've got engineers and workers and children. So if you have a look over here, these are all of our people. We've got 80 in total, and we've got 50 workers, we've got 15 engineers, and we've got 15 children, and they can all kind of work. The children, you've got to enact a law to make them work, which we can go through later as well. It'll just pop up as an option. Engineers can just work as well as the normal workers on gathering stuff, but in specialist buildings a little bit later on, it's only the engineers that can work. So let's get some people out gathering. We've got that one with full workers. We need some wood for sure, so we'll put a full number of workers on there, and also we'll go out to this coal pile, put the max number of workers there, and we'll put a few gathering steel from this wreckage. So we'll do 5 people on steel, because you don't need it immediately. And you can see actually here there's a percentage that says 33%. We've got 5 out of a total of possible 15 workers, so that's the sort of the efficiency they're taking that pile apart with. And we'll go for some more wood as well with our engineers. So we'll remember we've put all our engineers on that wood pile if we need to take them off working a little bit later. And what we need to do is build some accommodation to keep them warm around the steam core, but you can't start building until after the work time's over. So work time is 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock generally, just for gathering resources, and then between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening, that's when they can do some construction, and then after that they can rest. And so we'll play the game and start seeing them going out to work. So this is one of the coolest parts, because they're kind of like driving their way through the snow. You can see there, making their way over to the resources, clearing the way gradually. Look at that. Determined people, and it is the end of the world. We're some of the last people surviving. Oh, here we've got a dilemma that's come up. Let's check it out, see what it is. So workers are needed. There's so much to do and not enough hands to do it. A quick way of addressing this problem is to put our children to work. Okay, open the Book of Laws. So we can put our children to work, or we can say we can put them in shelters during the day and they won't cause mischief. I am going to put them to work. I know some of you might not agree with this, but hey, we're trying to survive the end of the world, people. This is important. Now, interestingly, I don't know if you've seen these resources up here, but they started increasing as soon as we put the people on the task and pressed play. So they haven't started gathering when they've eventually got there. They started gathering before they even left through the snow for the working day. So wherever they're assigned, they're going to start gathering at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're going to stop gathering at 6 o'clock at night. And so what you can do is just fast forward through the working day, but this is always a good chance to start thinking about what you want to build, because when they come home from work, they're going to want to do some building. That's one of the chances we've got for the building time, and then they're going to want to rest. So tents, it's got to be the main thing. We've got to keep our people warm, and that's going to give them the best chance of not getting ill. And we've got 80 people. You can fit 10 people in each tent, so we need 8 tents. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 tents is all we've got enough resources to put down for now, and we just need to wait for them to build up a bit more, and then we'll lay 2 more tents down. And if I just show you what else we can be building, under the health tab there's the option of a medical post. So again, I think we just need to save up the wood, 25 wood there, and the tents we're building at the moment are 10 wood each, so they're quite cheap. And if we have a look at the food tab, we can build a cookhouse and a hunter's hut. Now, I'll just speed up time a bit because we've got a few things that we can be building. In fact, just go on a play again. We've got enough wood for our next 2 tents. And we'll lay them right next to the steam core. Oh look, we've got 182 coal already, and so we can start our generator up. So let's check this out. Here we go. Just click around. We may need to wait for oh, there we go. Press on steam level 1. That was it. And we can see the steam rising. Okay, so now the generator's running. It's saying focus on food. Yeah, so we need to be mindful of the coal reserves, and now food. There'll be no city if we starve to death. Secure a way to provide raw food and build a cookhouse to prepare meals. Now, it takes quite a lot of resource to go out and find the food, and they do it at night actually, interestingly enough. So let's check out the hunter's hut. So we could place it up by here. I think they go out of camp to go and find the food. Looks like there's something up there. Let's put them around here. Then we can build a street up to them. Don't know if they're a bit too far out. Let's put them there and see if that's far enough out of camp to be the right place. And we can build a road up to them. Now it's important to build the road, the street, because that sort of joins it onto the power, and it helps the people to get out to it. So there we go. And then we need to build it into the core. Okay, so they'll start building that street soon enough, and we need people available to build it as well, and they'll do that in there at 6 o'clock when they've got their work time. So we've got quite a lot of things to build. We've got a load of tents, and we've got like a hunter's hut. Now we need to assign workers to the hut as well once it's built, and that will take up to 15 workers. Now they go out at night, so it's the opposite to the people who are working during the day. And if we click on the building, here's the work time. So it's from 6 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. And then when they come back in the morning, they need to go and have a rest in their tents, and then they come out and sometimes do a little bit more work somewhere else. And we definitely need 2 of these. So I'm going to build another hunter's hut the other side of the street. There we go. And the street should just go up through the middle. Make sure it's there, and we need 20 construction workers for those. And not sure about the tents. It's probably 10 each as well. They might be a bit easier to build. And it's So it's like 20 past 5 in the afternoon, and they're going to get to the end of their work shift and start building these tents. So we'll see them coming home very shortly. And we need to be really mindful of this working day, because it's totally what guides you and brings the success, really. It's how the game works. So we'll have a look around. We've got people coming and going. Here we go. It's 6 o'clock, and you can see it's saying it's free time now, but really that's sort of it's construction time. So they'll be building these tents. Yep, here we go. Over in the corner here first. Looks like the people they got to this side first, and there's some over there now as well. And if we have a look at this, it's under construction. It's 20% complete. This one is 27, 28, 29% complete, and I totally forgot actually. We made our children labourers, didn't we? So I'll show you what we can do. So we click on wood. We've got our children down here now available to work where they couldn't work before. And if we just click on max, then when the next working shift starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, they can go out and start clearing that wood pile. Now the other important thing we can do is create these warmer zones. Now if you have a look here on where our days are, so we're on day 1. Now just after day 4 we've got a big temperature drop coming. Now when that drop hits, anyone outside is going to be much more susceptible to the cold. And actually we've got some tents built already, and we've got some people still out there in the cold. I think they're just going out there to build. You can see we've got 5 out of 10 workers there available to build, and 10 out of 10 there. Once we've got the hunting huts built, we'll assign some workers and see if we can get some people straight out. Now look on this temperature overlay. For the tents that have been built, they're all now in that red zone, in that comfortable zone. Oh, and our hunters huts as well, which is great. But as the temperature drop comes in, that temperature will reduce. Certainly in the hunters huts, and potentially even in the immediate core around. But they'll still probably stay in a livable sort of condition, and it's all about heat. Oh, here we go. We've got oh, fantastic. Right, let's just pause the game, because we've got our hunters huts ready, and it's actually right now it's working time for them. So let's go off that temperature overlay and start assigning workers, and we've nearly built all our tents, which is great. Okay, so we need to take some people off these work piles. Now we've got our children over here somewhere. Where are the children? I'm just I don't think you can send children out to hunt, sadly enough. So let's take some workers off here. We're going to need 30 workers, believe it or not. So that's the wood pile, and that's the coal pile. So we'll take 30 off there, and we'll just go on max workers here. It's going to take maybe 15 hours, I'm not sure. Oh no, that's right, that's 15 raw food they're going to bring back per day. So it's like 1 raw food per person that they'll bring back. And we're just finishing off this hunter's hut here. Nearly there. We've got 10 workers on it, constructing it. You can see we're still on free time, 2,300 hours in 11 o'clock at night. And we'll just hit play on the game again. Now these guys are going out. The street is not connected to the generator, so they might not go out tonight until the street's been built. That's fine, we'll build the street. Built all the tents now, so people should be going on to street construction. And we've constructed a bit of street there and a little bit of street there, but just not in between. And I'll just double check I have laid it down, because it would have been dependent on wood. There we go. Yep, I don't think I had enough wood at the time. And let's make sure the street's connected all the way into the generator, so that's important to know. We've only got 12 wood as well, so you can only collect so much wood during the working day. There we go, they're building the street pretty quick. It's getting laid down. Just have a closer look at that. And we're building this this additional hut here as well. I think everyone's coming out here to work, maybe. And in future they'll just follow the street, because that'll be much easier. Oh, there we go. Ah, there's our first hunting party. Oh, amazing. I wonder where they're going to go. This is the closest zoom, by the way. Or were those the construction workers? It's not really clear at the moment. Here we go, we've got less than an hour left to build this. So 2 o'clock in the morning. May need to wait until tomorrow to get some food back. But these guys have gone out, and when that's full all the way round, they'll come back with food. So maybe we'll hold off putting anyone in there, and we'll use them to collect some more coal in the meantime. So we'll put the workers there. So we've got 15 workers in the first hunting hut. If you see up here, we've got 100 raw food, and we need to actually quite quickly build a cookhouse to turn all that food into something usable. We need 20 wood, so we need to wait for the working day to start again. We'll speed up time, and after our first day, we've housed everyone in tents, and look, in the temperature map, they all look cosy, very nice. The game automatically slows down when it hits 5 o'clock in the morning, just to remind you that something's going to happen. So I've got a bit of free time now, which again is building time again. So building time in the morning and the afternoon. Get a move on, chaps, there's still plenty of work to do. Absolutely is. We've got 255 coal, which is holding very steadily. 12 wood, we need more wood to build, and we've got 23 steel. We don't really need much steel at this point in the game, so we want to just focus on coal and wood. That's the main thing. And of course food. We want to lay down some a cookhouse as soon as possible, because the cookhouse basically takes 1 unit of raw food and gives you 2 standard food rations, so it kind of doubles your food in a way. But if people start to eat your raw food because you don't have any cooked food there, which we don't have, then it's kind of like a waste of food because they're not getting as much out of it. So we definitely need to build a cookhouse as soon as possible. Now it's 7:45 in the morning, just about to start the working day, and as soon as they start the working day, it hits 8 o'clock, which is now. There we go, we're collecting resources. So 13 wood, was 12, 14 wood, and we just need to wait until we've got 20 wood, and then we can build a cookhouse. And I will pause the game, and then I'll see if we can free up some workers to start building it straight away. There we go, let's build a cookhouse. We've got enough, just about. Yep, we'll build it next to the street where the hunting cabins are, and just it's one level out. It's not as important to heat this building. If you go every level out you go, the further away from the steam core you go, the colder it's going to be. So we've got no construction workers available yet, but if we take off 10 people here, there we go, they can go on to construction straight away. And we've got a dilemma here, let's check out, see what it is. Critical shortage. The number of sick is rising, and we don't have enough materials to build a medical post. Perhaps a short burst of effort could help us gather the necessary resources. I don't know if that's particularly necessary right now, because I think we've probably got enough resources, but we could save that for a time later in the game. Basically it makes the working day like 24 hours or something, so you can get an initial massive boost of resources. But I don't think we need that at the moment. We've got 290 coal, so it's building. The only thing we're a little bit short of is wood, so let's put some more people on wood. We had 10 people spare there from the hunting cabins. In fact, these guys are still away, so the hunt usually takes 12 hours. They've been away for 9 hours so far, and they're going to return with 15 raw food, which is fantastic. Here we go, we're building the cookhouse. Now once the cookhouse is built, we'll be looking pretty good. Oh, look here, and we've got 2 people who are sick already. Now, there was a bit of time before we built all the tents where they were exposed to the cold, and also when they're going out to work to bring all the materials back from these stockpiles, they're going out into the colder weather. So it's chilly weather, so there is a low risk of getting ill, and it is making them ill. We've got 2 people ill so far. Okay, what's this? So people from our convoy, with basic resources secured for now, we can try to rescue the people we left behind, build a beacon, scout Frostland and save as many survivors from our expedition as possible. You'll need a workshop to design plans for more advanced buildings. So it's a pretty cool game because there's a tech tree and we can build like a research building. The Cookhouse, I'm just going to pause the game and find some engineers. The Cookhouse needs engineers to run it, I think, or it might just be workers. Let's just see if we can free up some workers. We can see where they all are because there's a number out of 10 over the stockpile. Over most of the stockpiles, apart from that one it's not showing, which is a bit awkward. Okay, we'll take 5 people off there, just normal workers, and see if we can put them in the cookhouse. Yep, there we go. So they're going to turn all that raw food into food rations. So it should be from 100 raw food into 200 food rations. And we're going to have this hunting party come back soon as well with 15 rations that will be cooked into 30 food rations. So we're looking quite good for food already. Now, we've got some sick people and we need to address that fairly urgently. And we need to build like medical tents to get them better. We need to start thinking about when it's going to get very cold as well and provide some of our workers warmer working conditions. So here we go, medical post, we can build it already because we've got enough wood, and in fact it might be worth building 2 when we've got a little bit more wood anyway. And what we can do, and you can see all of a sudden we're struggling a bit for resources. We've got 333 coal, take 5 people off the coal so they can start building the medical tent. And what you can do is just keep everyone working on the resource piles, and then when they come in from their spare time, then they can build the structures, or you can just have them build them straight away when you free up the labour. And it's just a case of them travelling from wherever they were over to the construction site to start building it. And just because we're a bit urgent, kind of need these buildings as soon as possible just so we can start healing people. I'm just putting a few people on construction straight away. So we've got 29 steel, 31 wood, 338 coal. We've got enough wood to build another medical post now, and we'll do that just in case we need it, because when this temperature drop comes in, some pretty serious stuff's going to happen. Oh look, we've got 48 food rations already, 89 raw food. I think our hunting party has come back. And yep, they've come back, now they need to go and rest. So if we have a look at the workers tab, it shows going to rest after the hunt. And if we were to take them off hunting and put them on gathering resources, then as soon as they've had their rest they'll go out and gather resources. Oh look, there's a dilemma. Let's check it out. Child injured at work. A child got distracted at work and has been injured. The accident was not serious and happened entirely due to the child's carelessness. We can give the kid a day off or scold this kid for being careless. So it says hope will rise if we give them a day off. We'll give them the day off, need them to heal. I don't want to be that harsh and make the child work. So we're at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we really do have to clock watch in this game. So 3 o'clock in the afternoon, another 3 hours of work time left, and then the rest of them will go and pile in on these building projects, and our hunting parties can go out. And if we have a look here, we've got five workers free, but they are on construction, so that's a good thing. And you can kind of tell where your workers are if it isn't showing up on the main map. Oh, we've got 15 children here, so we can keep them working on wood. We've got 5 people on the steel there. Oh, and look. I'm just going to look. People seem to be coming through. I wonder if that's the hunting party. They kind of just seem to be coming out of nowhere, or is that just the no? Oh, that's cool. Hunter's hut. Yeah, this is our hunting party coming back from the wilderness, which is a bit random because our hunting huts are over here, down there. So that makes me wonder if we should have built the hunter's cabin over there, but it's not clear where they would have gone out. Is there any feature there? Oh, I see. The feature there. Right, let's get the feature there is this. It's like a lift or something. But I don't think travel time's too significant. We'll bear that in mind for future. If you want to make things make a bit more sense, you could build your hunter's hut next to the lift access out where they go hunting. But still, they came from like around there, so I'm not sure what's going on there. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Here we go. So here are all of our people keeping warm. Got 357 coal, and workday's over, of course, because it's 7:45 at night, and so they're getting through the building projects. And we've got our medical post there. Now they only take engineers, so we need to work out where our engineers are. We've just got 5 workers there, 10 workers there, and 5 workers. We need to get some people working at the other hunting post, so we'll put the 5 on that we've got spare for now, and we'll just find out where the engineers are. All the children are over there. Did we put the engineers on a... Yep, all the engineers are on this wood pile that I said I'd try and remember. So we'll take... where are they? Oh no, I think we've got some engineers available, so let's have a look in here. 15 engineers available. Okay, I don't think we used them. So we've got 5 engineers in this medical post. We'll just put them on, and already we've got people going to treatment. Kind of got to keep an eye on where all your engineers are, because you need them. And in the hunter's hut, they'll only take workers, so we need to take some workers off. And yeah, we've got some workers here on the wood crates. What we can do is put the engineers on collecting that wood, and we can put the remaining workers on this hunter's hut. So I've just shifted things around, and we've got 30 people now in the hunter's hut. So they'll be going out to hunt very shortly, and we've got a few people on the piles. So we've got 5 on the coal pile there, 5 on the steel wreckage here. We've got 10 engineers over there that we're going to remember where they are, because once this medical post is built, we can send more engineers there to man it. Although I think this one will do for now, because we've got, I mean, it shows you an efficiency rating actually. So if we reduce the number of workers, so 4 out of 5, we're at 50% efficiency. With up to 2 workers on this shift, 1 employee delivers 50%. Okay, so we'll probably only need like 2 people for now, and we'll go up to full efficiency once we start the game again. And I'm not sure if they need to wait for the working shift to start, or if they can just sort of start healing them straight away, but we will see. Now, we're going to be going down 2 levels of temperature, possibly down to about -40 once this temperature drop kicks in. And if you see, we've put all our raw food into cooked food now, so we can take the people off the cookhouse, and we can just put them back on whenever we need to cook batches of food, and leave that inoperative, and put more people on. I don't know, like collecting coal maybe. Do some coal out here. There we go. We've got 3 engineers available. Yep. So let's put them on wood. Everyone's employed. We've got 30 hunters. We've got 2 people in the medical zones, and then everyone else is out gathering coal and stuff, like when the next workday starts at 8 in the morning. And what we'll do is we'll pause for now, but when we come back to the next episode, we're going to start building some structures to keep our people warm when they're out gathering resources, because the big chill is coming, and we don't want people to get too ill. Thank you for watching the first episode, and we will see you very soon.